Hi everyone, Craft and Crate Girl here. I've really not done a video for such a long time, so I thought you might like to see one of my new projects here, and this is just going to be the very start of it. So what I have here is a plastic, it's an envelope kind of thing, but actually it was inflated. There was a bottle in it. It was for shipping a bottle. So I've deflated it, and I've just folded it in half here. It really feels quite nice, this. So the process that I'll be doing today is really just to start off with layering the background of this cover. This is going to be a junk journal. There's loads of videos out on YouTube for junk journals, so if you're interested in what that process is and what it means and what they're all about, then you'll find loads and loads of videos on YouTube for that. So yeah, let's just get started, and we'll learn as we go along. So one of the key components that you really need are glue sticks. I'm using these today. These are great glue sticks, but they are quite expensive. Other cheap glue sticks will work. Any glue stick will work. I've used cheap glue sticks and also expensive glue sticks, and there's pros and cons to all of them. So at the moment I'm just layering a layer of glue on this front page, and then what I'm going to do is just randomly put some book page where I've glued. Not in any particular order, not any particular book pages. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not, choosing anything specific. It's also a really good way to use up scraps of book paper that you have lying around, which happens a lot when you're junk journaling. So this really, the main point of this bit here is just to build up a background that we can then work on to decorate. You could use anything at all. You can use much bigger pieces of paper. If you want a nice collage effect, it's nice to use different pieces of paper, because then you'll get the different tones and the different fonts and stuff like that. I'm not going in any particular order either. I'm just literally layering and gluing as I go. That bit needs covered up a bit because there's glue up there. Don't worry if the glue dries as you go along as well. You don't need to race. You can always go back and re-glue. I've got loads and loads of strips here from making other stuff, so I'm just going to carry on and actually use these up as much as I can. As I say, we're just really building a background at the moment. Right, any wee bits that are sticking up like that, you can just go in and pop some more glue underneath them, glue them down. You don't really want any of your bits, any of your wee pieces of paper poking up, pokey uppies, whatever you want to call them. There we go. You can do that at the end as well. You don't need to go do that as you go along either. Just move this up a bit. Get some more glue down here. Fish out some more strips. Nice to use different pieces of paper as well, because as I said, then you will get the different tones, the different fonts. Some of these books that I'm using are fairly old, You'll see that they've got a really nice kind of caramel tone to them, as opposed to some newer books which have, you know, a more of a vanilla colour. And the quality of the papers are all different as well, so they're all different thicknesses as well. As you can see, this part of it, this beginning part, it's not a slow process. If you want to just randomly go ahead and, you know, collage as much as you can. The point of this part of it is just to really build up that background. So yeah, it doesn't have to be exact. As we go along this process, you'll see, you know, how you begin to build on that background by adding other layers to your work. This is a really lovely craft to do at home, and it's really cheap. You really don't need a lot of expensive supplies when you start out. Yes, you can buy lots of things, but similarly, you can recycle so many things that you have lying around the house. Cereal boxes, ripping up old books and magazines, anything at all really. So it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. And it's also a lovely rainy day project. As I say, you can just sit at a table. You don't need a lot of space. And just, you know, collage to your heart's content. I find it really relaxing. It's really therapeutic. And there's something really, really nice about just tearing pieces of paper that are quite satisfying. So yeah, it's good from that point of view. You can use stronger glues as well that have more adhesive powers, especially if you want to use fabric. You can use fabric as well. I mean, you can pretty much use anything you like. I've recycled plastic. As you can see, this is a plastic envelope thing that I'm recycling. You can just use old book pages. You can use a recycled book. You can literally use anything you like. There are a lot of tutorials. I'll show you one of the altered books that I'm working on at the moment. So this is an altered book cover that I'm working on. I've painted over it and put an image on the front here, and an image on the back, and I've painted it black. This is a lovely interior, this one. So I've not done too much to the inside because I really liked this design from the book plater. It's lovely. So that's the book I'm working on. That's not going to be an altered book, and all you do is glue pages down. You do take some pages out. You don't have to, but I took some pages out of this because I don't want a big massive thick book. So as you can see, it's a lot thinner than what the original book was. So altered books are another way to make junk journals, and there's loads of tutorials on YouTube for that as well. So do look them up. If I can remember, I'll put some links down below to a couple of the YouTubers that I follow on junk journaling, and they've got lots of lovely creative techniques. There are other people that take it to the next level and do kind of art journaling. That's much more a kind of precise form of creation, and you know, about composition and colours, and you know, really pushing yourself. So there's lots of different ways to do these things. So I've laid down all of that first page. There is some glue lying on top, and I've got a couple of wee gaps So wee tiny gaps, sometimes the easiest way to do them is just to get a wee tiny bit of paper, rub it on your glue, stick it over the wee gap. There's not many gaps and not many sticky uppies, so we'll just deal with them. Okay, good. Well, as you can see, that literally does not take long at all, and that's the front cover already, all covered with a background on it. I've got 2 tiny wee gaps down here, so I'll just make sure they're filled up. And then we'll call it finished for the front. I'm hopefully going to build this up into a series of videos, because I think it would be really nice for you to see the whole process, kind of, you know, from beginning to end, as we go along, and you can see some of the different techniques that I'm using, you know, to create a finished journal. So please do think of this as part 1, hopefully. Okay, I'll show you what this looks like up close. So there we go, that's it. Kind of basic collage. And that's just going to be the background. And that is just literally the front cover done. So we've still got the 2 inside covers and the back cover. So yeah. So that's part 1. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Just a really quick video to show you what I'm working on and some of the techniques. I hope you enjoy following along on this, and yeah, bring you back in part 2. I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll crack on with the rest of the covering.